Once upon a time, there was a new crossover that refused to play by the rules. It flipped the script and made all the others look like fools. Featuring styling that's sexier by far and handles like a rock star. Introducing the first ever Toyota CHR.
Enjoy agile handling in the body of a seductive crossover that comes with standard 18-inch alloy wheels. The first ever Toyota CHR. The perfect ride to spin your own tail. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hi, I'm stunning Stella Cheeks.
And I'm the Enigma Erin Klein.
And this is
Not Your Demographic,
a feminist wrestling podcast.
Shockingly, those exist. That was like the saddest Sami Zayn ever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It was the sad Sami Zayn. I feel just like demoralized right now. So
I know.
I'm trying to pep it up. Well, not even because of wrestling, but also
Just
wrestling
life.
is pretty demoralizing.
Yeah, agreed.
That's not a good way to kick it off. Hi, everybody. Look at all the energy I have. How are you?
Oh. I'm good. My birthday was this weekend. I went to Money in the Bank, which we will get to later.
Wow, what a great, terrible birthday present.
Right? I was like, first of all, bullshit. Second of all, I didn't even get to yow. I really, really wanted to do that. I was like about to cry. I was so excited. And then fucking Baron Corbin attacked Shinsuke. And I was like, it's like WWE has targeted me specifically to have a terrible birthday. What the fuck? But it was a lot of fun. I was really glad that I went. We had a really good time. The hotel we stayed in was super nice, so that was fun too.
Fancy.
Yeah. So that was good. Other than that, I did a lot of yelling about wrestling on the internet. So, as good as you can be in those circumstances. How are you?
I'm fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing really bad happened, and I don't want to talk about it, but it's just like...
Life irritation.
One of those things that you're like, I'm going to do good and try my hardest, and then life is like, I don't care how hard you try. Fuck you.
Yep.
But I did go to AAW on Saturday, and I went with Dave, and I brought two people, one person who has never seen wrestling before.
Oh, shit.
And then one person who has, watched, one or two matches with me. She was super hungover at my house after a party one time, and I was like, I want to watch wrestling. And she was like, I'll watch wrestling, whatever. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just put on Brooklyn Takeover. So she seemed like that. So she seemed like very good wrestling.
Yeah.
But basically, whenever anybody's like, I want to go see wrestling, I'm like, all right, I'll take you.
Yeah.
I am not promising you anything.
Yeah.
I love it. I will take you.
Feel as you will about this.
Everybody I've taken except for one person has had a really good time. So that's a pretty good track record, I think.
I think it was more a judgment on that person than it was on the wrestling in general.
Yeah, well, yes.
It's not for some people.
But when I took Liz, she was like, this is really fun. I get why you like this. If it's closer to our house, I'll go.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fair.
Totally fair.
She also saw me freak out because that was the night where Candace, challenged Sami Callihan.
Yeah.
So I was like, Liz was like,
I don't understand.
What is happening to you? And I believe I grabbed her face and was like, this is happening. But the AEW show was good. I feel like sometimes at Bourbon Street, all AEW shows are good, right?
Yeah.
But, the ones at Logan Square are usually, phenomenal.
Yeah, and the ones at Berwyn are usually phenomenal as well.
Oh, yeah. And I haven't been to the LaSalle ones, but, the Bourbon Street ones sometimes
really
can
good.
feel kind of hey, wrestling, this is it. And so, I feel not that they would have known anything, but I was like, oh, man, I wanted more for you guys. But they still had a good time.
Yeah. I also feel like Bourbon Street is an environment where, when they first started using that venue, it felt like they had made it into big time wrestling. That felt like an upgrade for them as a company, and so they put on a lot of really banger matches there for a long time because they had to draw those crowds for that size venue.
Yeah.
And now they just get those crowds.
Right.
And so it's not necessary to book all of your bangers
but
for those
they
cards.
had really,
Not that they don't still do bangers.
And there were really good matches too. Like
right.
The
it's just
Cage Morrison match was really great.
Yeah.
It started this really funny moment where Johnny took his shirt off and threw it into the crowd, and then the crowd threw it back at him, and he was like offended. He threw it to somebody else, and then they threw it back to him. And then he went to throw it, and he threw it like onto the stage, like back where their entrance is, and then Cage went and got it, and then just like put it in his pants and then pulled it out his like butt, so it like went all the way through his tights.
Oh, great.
And then threw it at Johnny. And the match was really good. I mean, it was great. But then once the pin happened, I was like, I'm gonna run to the bathroom so that I don't miss the next match. But apparently when I had left, somebody found the shirt again, or like somebody threw it to a member in the audience, and Smyra said that they like totally just got the joke. Like he like looked at it, he caught it, he like looked at it, and then he like made a very excited face and then like rubbed the shirt all over his face.
Oh my god.
And Smyra was like, it was very funny. It was great. Ray really liked Trevor Lee and Chuck Taylor, I was like,
That doesn't surprise me that she liked Chuck Taylor.
Great choices.
Excellent choices.
Great choices, right?
Those are both really good choices.
I also bought a Chuck Taylor shirt. I went up to him and I was like, do you have this one in small? He goes, I only have a small. And I go, can I have it? And he goes, sure thing. And it was
best.
like just a dorky little interaction, and like, I don't know, now I have a great Chuck Taylor shirt.
That's how I felt about the Marty Scurll, that shirt that I love. It was the only one he had in that size, and it happened to be my size. And it was just like, not only am I so happy to be talking to you right now and giving you money because I love you, but also this worked out very well for both of us. I love it. I'm so glad. Yay. Which shirt did you get?
The one that looks like a Jack Daniels bottle.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
I like that one a lot too. And then when you read it, it's very funny. I just bought it because I was like, oh, Jack Daniels, Chuck Taylor. I get it, Kentucky. Whatever. And then I got home and I read it. And I also got my Pete Dunne shirt because Courtney Rose was there.
Yay!
And she bought me a Pete Dunne shirt when she was in London. So I got my Pete Dunne shirt.
All right.
I got lots of merch. Dave bought a Sami Callihan shirt, another Boone shirt from Morrison, and then a different shirt too. He had like 3 or 4 shirts by the end of the night, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
Trying to catch up.
Yeah, right. Trying to catch us. Nobody can catch us.
I see.
Speaking of shirts, neither of us are wearing wrestling merch.
No, we are not. I thought about it. I went home and I was like, "Oh, I put this dress on. I've got to change so I can put some wrestling shirt on." And I was like, fuck that. I'm mad at wrestling. I don't want to. I almost wore an Impact shirt because I was like, this was Impact level bullshit. And I was like, they don't even deserve an Impact shirt.
I didn't do it on purpose. I had like a thing before this where I had to look nice. So then I came home and put on pants.
Yeah.
And then I put on this weird scarf that my aunt mailed me. Mm-hmm. And then we sat down to record, and I forgot that we do that wrestling shirt thing.
I know, right?
So
only 80 episodes in.
I wore an Austin Aries shirt yesterday for no reason other than I like that shirt, and Austin Aries is one of my boys.
Yeah, he's one of your boys. It's true.
He's one of my boys. I have so many boys. One of my boys took a picture with a cat today. It was pretty good. Drew Galloway with a cat. Those are like my favorite things. I was very excited about that cat picture.
Wrestlers
wasn't
with
even
cats?
a great picture.
Excellent.
But like, yeah, more wrestle cats, please.
Yes.
Wrestle cats. Oh, also Michael Elgin didn't win at AEW.
Yeah, I
Sammy
saw
still
that.
has the belt.
I
lost $20.
I was gonna say you lost a bet.
I was for sure positive Elgin was gonna win. Right? It really felt like it.
They love Sami Callihan.
I mean, I know that
How
some
can you
people don't
not?
love him, but like I love Sami Callihan.
He's
I don't love Ohio's for Killers, but I love Sammy.
Mm-hmm. Sammy is good with the belt. He serves the purpose that they need him to. His matches can be very similar sometimes, but like they're good, and I enjoy that.
I don't care.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody's
right?
matches are similar. Let's be real.
Yeah,
that's part of wrestling because you're like that move that I like.
Yeah,
pop, pop, pop.
Yes, just like that.
Just like that. Wrestling news.
Kurt Hawkins had a baby.
Who? I already told you that we weren't going to talk about that because we didn't care.
We were talking about people's babies. He also had a baby. Other fathers in the WWE were like, "Happy Father's Day! It's your first, and it's right afterwards."
Did you watch Talking Smack?
No,
there
I did
was
not.
I
didn't watch 205 Live either.
Talking Smack, there was a moment where AJ and Daniel Bryan, it was the last guest, and there was like a lull. Daniel Bryan's like, "So do you want to talk about how the Earth is flat now?" And AJ was like, "No, I want to talk about your daughter. How's your daughter? What's it like being a dad? And then they just went on this like weird 5-minute talk about being a dad. And AJ was like, Dana was like, well, give me some tips. And AJ was like, I have 3 boys. And my newest one's a girl. And, I don't know about you, but changing diapers, it's different now. Like, I knew what I was working with before, but you know what I did learn? You have to wipe away. And Renee goes, yeah, you have to wipe away. And then they started talking about poop, and Renee was like, I've lost control of the show. And right before that was a New Day segment, and she was like, this show is no longer my show. Right. Between, like, the anarchy that is Daniel Bryan and Talking Smack, and then Big E trying to eat his microphone, and then, like, stealing her water. And then, again, AJ Styles being like, when they poop when they're newborns, it's like tar. It's so hard to clean up. Renee was like, this is my show.
I love it. I bet it's almost like comforting in some ways after having so many weeks without Daniel Bryan where the format just has not worked, because they make it. The 2 of them together, his chaos and her trying to rein it in is what really makes that show. So I bet in some ways it was like, this is nice. It's like back to normal.
It was, especially after the Talking Smack after Money in the Bank, where I was like, Booker, I do love you. I genuinely love you. I understand that you're like, whatever sometimes, but like, shut up.
Yeah.
Naomi didn't win her match because of you. You have done nothing. Yeah. Shut up.
Uh-huh.
Seth Rollins is on the cover of 2K18, which is nice that somebody actually active on the roster is on the cover for fucking once.
Uh-huh. Isn't that nice?
I don't think since we've started rewatching wrestling. Yeah. Because it was Stone Cold the year we restarted watching. And then it was Brock.
Yep.
And now Seth. And Sting. Sting was in it.
No, Sting was in it.
I don't know. I don't play those games. I find them to be very hard.
They're very hard.
Oh, and the year before that, I think, was The Rock. Because I tried I bought that one. I don't know. I thought
Cena was on that one.
Those games are hard. I don't know who is on 2K15, 14, 100. I don't care.
Who cares?
2K my butt.
I did like that trailer.
Yeah,
with him smashing all the shit.
I don't care about history.
Right, exactly.
It felt like, I don't care about it either. Burn it down.
It felt very specifically, too, like, not just I don't care about history, like, let go of the Attitude Era. There was a lot of very specific Attitude Era iconography that was just like,
I'm fine to let
burn
go.
it down.
I've let go.
Right? Mm-hmm. We can't even talk about those women anymore.
There were some Mae Young announcements. They're slowly
they're slowly starting to roll in.
Tony Storm's going to be in it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Which is exciting.
I'm very excited.
There's a rumor that they're trying to make SummerSlam a big pay-per-view because, like, I know it's the second biggest, but they're, like, extra packing it because, like, their numbers have been bad. Whatever, who cares? Also, there's an ROH pay-per-view Friday. I think it's best in the world.
Oh, okay.
I think. I could have lied. I feel like there's one Friday.
Okay. I believe you.
Also, Glow starts Friday.
Yes, it does.
Not starts. It is Friday.
It exists.
That's what Netflix is.
It starts being available for us to watch.
And the early reviews are very positive.
Yes, that's what I've seen.
Did you see that adorable... Oh, you don't have Instagram. They have been doing these things where they're like promos where it's like a little movie and it's against a brick wall and the brick wall has like a shadow moving on it that's pink and it's like that character's wrestler, right? And then it's the actor in the show. Yeah. So like, because the show is about actors being hired to be the women wrestlers, right? Mm-hmm. So there was one with Kong where like she's like in her 80s gear and she's like looking kind of shy and like whatever, and then her big pink shadow is just like destroying everything. Yes! And I was like, yes! Kong!
Awesome. Yes.
Also, Kimberly got her new name.
Yes, she did.
It's Abby Lath.
I don't hate it.
I don't care. I don't care about their names.
She
care
also
about
got a hashtag. Her hashtag is Crown Jewel, so it makes me think that they're gonna go princessy like her old character. So I'm
they went riety with punk rock ragdolly.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see how Abby Lath plays into the like scheme of what they're doing with her. And I like her. I want her to be on TV as much as possible.
Yeah, me too.
I love Kimber. And I'm glad she's not Frankly anymore. Like, I understand that's her real last name. There's a reason she doesn't use it.
Frankly. Also, Kimberly Frankly is dumb.
No, that's a real life name. That's not an in-ring name.
Yeah, real life names are not great. Though my real name is great.
Yeah, my real name is great, too.
Mine is not a great, like, wrestling name. Seljiks would be fine, but, like...
Yeah. Erin Klein. It's a good, like...
Enigma Erin Klein works. You could be a wrestler.
Yeah, I could be Enigma Erin Klein. Also, Erin Klein is, like, a good marquee name because it's 2 short names. That was what I thought about using like a stage name as an actor, and was like, no, Erin Klein is perfect because it's short and it's easy to remember.
And now you don't act anymore.
Now I don't act anymore.
So who fucking cares?
Whoops.
Do you want to talk about it first, or do you want to talk about other things first?
I feel like we should talk about other things first. Let's just get everything else out of the way and then just do it at the end. I propose that fuck WWE. Let's just talk about how they handled women this week. I don't even want to talk about anything else. So let's talk about everything else, and then let's just talk about the women at WWE. Because fuck everything else.
You're not the boss, but I'll go along with it.
That's right. It was my birthday, and they ruined it.
Did you watch ROH?
I think so. This is one of those, like, I don't know if I watched it as soon as they put it up or if I was watching an old episode.
Well, the episode that I watched was the episode that Chuck Taylor premiered on.
Yes, I did watch that. Yes, I did.
So it's Young Bucks and Adam Page versus Roppongi Vice, and they're like, and their secret tag partner, whoever could it be? Oh my god, it's Chuck Taylor! I love that how Colt put him over like so hard on. I mean, that's his friend, but like on commentary, he did a really good job. Yeah, I agree. Also, like, it was a really good match. It was very much everybody in that match's style, and we've seen Roppongi Vice and Young Bucks wrestle a bajillion butthole times, but like, I like watching them wrestle. I don't care. It's
good.
One of those things that's like, I've seen this match before. I don't care. I love this match. Yeah. And it was fun to have Adam Page and Chuck Taylor in it. And Chuck Taylor, even though he got super kicked in the face a million times, like, he won. Like, he's the one that pinned one of the Bucks. Matt. I wrote down their names.
Good job.
The hot one. He pinned the hot one.
Yes.
One of them is significantly hotter.
Yeah, Matt.
Obviously. I mean, not that he's actually hot, but one of them is hotter.
I mean, I think Matt is actually hot.
I mean, I'm not really into the
dirtbag.
They're super No, I'm into the dirtbags.
Different kind of dirtbag. Different kind of dirtbag.
Yeah, different kind of dirtbag. But I love that they were playing the, like, Trent and Chuck best friends, and Rocky getting, like, jealous. But I loved at the end where, like, Trent took a super kick for Chuck Taylor, and then Rocky, like, came and he was like, I'll take a super kick for you.
I know, right?
It was like pseudo jealousy, but it was also like, no, we're a team.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
It was like good storytelling.
Yeah, that was a great match. I loved when Trent introduced him to him, and he was like, my real tag team partner, my best friend. I was in the bathroom, and I was like, yeah, it's starting. I can wait for everyone to do their entrances. And I was like, done, but had not actually, like, gotten out of the bathroom
You haven't wiped front to back
Right,
yet.
Exactly. And not the full front to back yet. And I hear
That's just the name of the episode is front to back.
Front to back. And I hear Trent say, my real tag team partner, and I was like, oh, God! I need to run out there! And so quick, front to back, pulled my pants up as soon, like, running out the door, off the toilet, pulling up my pants, and got out into the living room as he was entering, and I was like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened! I was so excited. It was such a seamless movement.
Honestly, sometimes when I'm feeling terrible, I just go and read Chuck Taylor and Trent's tweets to each other back and forth.
They used to make me uncomfortable, and now I get it. And so now I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, I love it. There were 2 promos that episode of people targeting the boys. Because the Kingdom was like, Dalton, we're going to kill the boys. And then Jay Briscoe, in peak Jay Briscoe, just like terrible, awful Jay Briscoe.
Yep.
Borderline like homophobic Jay Briscoe was like, I will murder these boys.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Dalton. You better get some Iron fans.
Dalton Castle's contract is expiring. Dalton's Castle is expiring.
That's a children's show that I would watch.
Yes. Absolutely. He has a bunch of peacocks that just, like, live in his moat in his front yard.
Yes. And they all have names, but they're all puppets.
Yes, except for the one real peacock, and it's just treated as though it is totally normal that this one cannot speak. It's like Pluto. It's the actual animal.
Yeah, that's... Again, Disney is dumb.
Yeah, right?
That's terrible. It's like an obvious oversight.
Right.
Daisy has a cat.
Right? Why are some of these animals...
Animals. But I mean, technically we're animals.
Yeah, it's true. And it makes me think of, like,
here's the show. There's a show... Oh, God. I don't remember what it's called. It's a children's show, but it's like a world where all the people are zebras.
Uh-huh. I'm with you.
But they have animals, right?
Yeah.
But everyone's zebra, so it's like how people have animals.
Right.
So it's like it's fine that the zebra has a bird.
Mm-hmm.
He has a bird. His name starts with a Z, but all I can think of is Zaboomafoo, which is a different kids show. Do you remember Zaboomafoo?
I do. Yes.
Fuck yeah, you do. There's a talking fucking lemur. That was dope.
Yes, I do remember that.
I loved Zaboomafoo. Basically, I just like talking animals as a kid.
Yeah, that's true.
Wishbone, #1 children's television show.
That's right.
Of all time.
I was gonna say, it
In my
reminds
opinion.
me of in the books in Wicked and that series, there are animals with lowercase a's, and then there are animals with uppercase a's, and uppercase a animals can like walk around and talk, and they're more human-like.
Yes.
So I wonder if maybe that's the idea, is that some of them are lowercase a animals.
I think his name is just Zoo. I think it's just Zoo the zebra.
That's not very original.
Is that right? People who have kids. People who watch Sprout. Oh, the family in Nanny Ford does not have the channel Sprout, and it really bums me out.
Oh,
It's like, if I'm gonna have to watch this terrible, like, British weird show, and it's like, come on, I just want to watch Sprout. I want Chica. People who have kids are getting this, and they love it. Chica's dope.
I know. I understand.
Wait, do you know who Chica is?
I nannied for a little while.
Chica's the best.
I just don't really watch that much kids television anymore, but I'm familiar with like 8
All of
years
it.
ago
Well, also
television.
doesn't, like, roll over that
Boomba,
much.
the most terrifying. Those
Boomba?
they're sort of like Teletubbies. They like glow and they don't really make human
I did not
noises.
really get on Boomba's.
It was probably right before you started babysitting children who would be watching that. It was pretty fucking terrifying. I watched it on a wall-sized television for the first time. It was like,
Oh my God.
we're all gonna die down here. It was fucking terrifying.
Well, I like Peppa Pig. That's, like, one of my favorites.
Okay, that's acceptable.
Peppa Pig. She's like a weird little British pig. I like it.
All right.
Nick's boss is British, and his kids watch Peppa Pig, so I feel validated by that. Like,
that's
oh,
good.
actual British kids watch a show.
Such just weird Americans who wish they were British.
Peppa Pig. Mommy Pig? Daddy Pig? All right. What were we talking about?
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor. Very similar to Sprout.
Yeah. I mean, basically the same show.
They had a propaganda package for Jay White. Well, it wasn't a... It was. They had
Yeah, it was.
But they also had a promo segment.
Right,
So
yes.
he, like, gave a promo. A really good promo.
It was really
And
good,
it was,
yeah.
like, a total babyface promo. Like, I'm this kid. Like, everybody doubted me. I went to Japan. It was the hardest year of my life. I'm super dope. And he's, like, a great wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
But then he was like, also, Punishment Martinez, I'm gonna fucking destroy you.
Yes.
It was just, like, a great seamless transition into,
Yeah.
like, I'm great. You should like me. Also, hardcore wrestler promo.
Yes, I agree.
Then there was a match between the Rebellion and Jay White and Jonathan Grisham. It was fine, whatever. Alex
barely
Shelley was
watched
there.
this.
But the thing that's important about it is that at the next pay-per-view, Alex Shelley and the Motor City Machine Guns have challenged the Rebellion, and whoever loses has to give up their... Like, they have to break up as a tag team.
Right, yes.
Which makes me think that Rebellion's gonna break up.
That's
'cause
kinda what I
Kenny
thought,
But
too.
also, like, because, like, why... You can't break up Motor City. But they've been... They were broken up before, but they, like, just kind of got back together, like, less than a year ago.
Yeah, it feels like the Rebellion's... I mean, the Rebellion has gone through so many changes
And also,
already,
like,
because it's like this weird
who
political
cares?
gimmick that doesn't
And Kenny
work.
King is on The Bachelor.
Yeah, and Kenny King does have to leave to be on The Bachelor.
I mean, he's not there now. It was Shane Taylor.
Yeah.
And then the final match was Kushida versus Marty Scurll.
This was a really good match. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't like the greatest, most innovative match ever, but I like both of them, and they wrestled well
it's
together.
Just like at the beginning, it's like, even though I haven't like seen this one a million times, like I've seen Roppongi Vice and Young Bucks, like I like Marty Scurll. I like Kushida a whole bunch. Kushida's one of the people that like was a gateway for me to watching New Japan
Yes,
because I
absolutely.
liked him so much.
Yep.
Time Splitters? Are you kidding me? Yes.
Yes, agreed. I love him. I think he's great. Yeah, they had a great match.
They had a great match. And then, up on the apron near the end, while Marty's like flapping his wings around, he's like, I'm about to win.
I'm a chicken.
I'm Marty Scurll. Squirrel. Nuts. Villains love nuts. Cole jumped up on the ring dressed like the villain and distracted Marty. And then Kushida is now the Ring of Honor television champion.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. I
was
really
not
thought Adam
expecting
Cole
that
was done.
And I don't like read dirt sheets or like, no, I know those are taped in advance, but like, I knew Chuck Taylor was showing up eventually. That's all I knew.
I knew that Adam Cole and Marty Scurll, like, had a thing for a minute, but I thought that had already happened, too.
Well, there was that, like, dark age where we were so busy that we didn't watch ROH, but now we're back on the ROH train.
We did it!
Choo-choo! ROH.
Yes.
Pay-per-views.
Yes.
Lucha Underground. It's the first week of the Kratos Cup.
Yes, correct.
It starts off with a segment with Dario in his office setting up his Kratos Cup bracket on his, children's cork board. And then Pentagon comes in and is basically like,
bitch, I'm back.
Where is Black Lotus? And then Dario's like, I don't know. Japan,
right?
I guess. And basically Pentagon's like, well, then I'm gonna murder you. And Dario's like, whoa. What if I give you a chance to murder lots of people? Do you want to be in the Kratos Cup? Then Pentagon was like, if I don't win this cup, I'm still gonna murder you.
Okay, alright.
The first match was the Mac versus one of those rabbit guys. The one with the mohawk.
I don't remember.
Not write it down.
I don't really care about the rabbits.
The kind of chubby guy with the mohawk.
Yes. I like the rabbits when they're together as a group.
But not separate. I agree.
Yeah, I don't really care for them separately.
They don't work without Paul London.
Yeah, and like this was a fine match, and I love the match.
It was fine, but it was like very... It was just like... This is a wrestling move.
Yes.
And then this is another wrestling
move.
And it's hard sometimes at Lucha because, like, not a lot of matches are like that. Even when you're doing the high fly Lucha style, which is very stylized, whatever. This one was just like, and move, kadunk, and move, kadunk, and move, kadunk. Which is, like, showed the maybe, like, greenness of whoever's under the mask. Mac is great. Everyone loves Mac. He obviously won.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He'll have better matches later in the cup.
I mean, he just had incredible matches like the week before.
Yeah,
so,
literally
like,
the 2 weeks before
he's
this.
fine.
He's just fine.
Pentagon and Argenis had a match, and the crowd was like really over for Argenis until Pentagon was announced, and they were like, "Fuck you, Argenis!"
I know. Just immediately were like,
"Bye,
like,
Argenis. We're so happy you're back. Fuck you. We can't wait.
Break his arm."
It's just how quickly the temple turns on
I know, right?
Argenis is like one of the only people in the temple that you're like, you're gonna lose. Because a lot of times you're like, who knows? It could go either way. Like, because a lot of their roster is
I would say there's another person, but we'll get to him in, I'm sure, a second.
Oh, well, yeah. But that's
yeah.
I had to look down at my notes. But I'm just saying, like, in a very different way. Like, Argenis is, like, one of the only, like, true jobbers I feel like they have.
Mm-hmm. He's good at it.
Yeah.
And he, like, has good matches, even though you know he's gonna lose. Yeah, I agree. Pentagon broke his arm
again. There was a backstage segment with Cage, and he had the glove on, and in one hand he had a barbell, and then the other one he was like, "Oh, my hand,
electricity!
Oh, my hand is so big." And Dario was like, "Hey, here's a card. Go see this guy that gave you the thing.
This prominent politician."
Yeah, and then Cage was like, "I don't do anything that I want to do." And Dario was like, "Just go.
Just do it."
Cage was like, "Whatever. You're not my dad."
Dad.
You're not my dad. The third match of the night was Tejano versus Famous B with the fabulous Brenda dressed like a cowgirl. Brenda is the best. Brenda is like a horrible stereotype, and she's like Alicia Fox, where she plays into the stereotype.
She's in on the joke
so well, and is in on the joke.
Yes.
That, I mean, they're obviously two different stereotypes, but they're in on the joke. They're smart enough to do it.
Yeah.
And like it's like, yeah, it's like making fun of the stereotype whilst doing it and succeeding at it.
Yes, I totally agree. She had a great line. When Tejano was leaving the ring, she was like lusting after him, like, ooh.
Slapped his ass.
She slapped his ass, and then she said, "So much cowboy, little rope."
I know!
And he looked at her like, "Girl, what?"
Well, she's first, like, so Famous B comes out in his, like, Texas suit, and he's like, "I don't want to fight you. I want to represent you." So then he just, like, lays down. Everyone's making, like, WCW jokes, and then Tejano, like, looks like he's gonna go for the pin, but then he picks him up, power bombs him, and then gets the pin, and then Brenda's like, "Oh, no, what's your Brenda?" And then as Tejano's leaving, Brenda slaps his ass. Tejano looks like offended a little bit, like, how dare you make a piece of meat out of me? And then he was like, all right,
I'll tap that. Okay, that's
fine.
fine.
That's good.
I hope that's how they all become. I hope he is represented as by Famous B, but because of Brenda.
Well, that's what happened with Masquerita.
Yeah.
Like, Brenda was like, come on, baby. Yeah. And that's
yeah.
Which is not great, but still.
That was another one that,
like in on the joke.
Everyone fell in on the joke with that one.
Yeah.
It didn't just feel like gross things that a writer wrote for you.
Right. It was a good, and it was like a short match when like they had a lot they packed a lot into this episode, and that was like a great break.
Yeah, I agree.
There was a propaganda package with Johnny Mundo and Rey Mysterio.
Yes.
It was like a movie trailer.
Yeah. Robert Rodriguez was like, I got this. I'll do that.
Don't worry about this. I am not excited for that match because I am not excited for Rey Mysterio to win.
I know, me
but
either.
I am also just like all in on John Morrison right now.
Yeah, I agree. And
honestly, if you have not
match.
seen Boone, you have to see it.
I really need to see it.
We need to like do like a drinking game. We need to. I'm gonna actually make a drinking game to Boone, and then we'll invite Warwick and Dave over and do it.
Yes.
It will not be every time he says the word Boone, because then you would die of alcohol poisoning.
It's like the door slamming and noises off. You take a drink every time the door is slammed, then you die afterwards.
Yeah, it might be worse. He says Boone like every other word. The final match was Drago under the spell or control or whatever. Cobra Moon. I love how, I wonder if Drago, the actor, the like person in that mask, is like, stop, I get it, but like you're actually really yanking my neck a lot.
She
was like
51.
I was like, okay, I get it. We're all in character, but like maybe just like calm down a little bit. Just like a little bit.
I liked his red gear too.
It's very old school for him.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
That's like bad guy. Mm-hmm. He's a bad guy now.
Yeah.
Lewis versus Aerostar. I love that at one point Vampiro was like translating, and it was basically her just being like, just fucking murder him already.
Yeah.
It was a good match. I mean, they've had tons of matches because they had the like best of 7 series, or was it best of 5?
I don't remember.
It's one of those series the bestest is.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Drago wins, and then at the end, Cobra Room actually was like, go back and really finish him. So Drago wins with like a submission, and then just like really fucking takes out Aerostar. Mm-hmm. Where was Phoenix to save him?
Phoenix doesn't work for that company anymore.
But like he still does in this season.
I think that he might be done. I think that after they lost the Trios champion, that was probably the last time that we're going to see.
Then why is Pentagon still there?
Because his contract expired after his.
But is he not going back?
I don't think so.
Who knows? Who knows?
He changed his name. Like, that makes me think he's
like,
not.
Who knows? Who fucking knows? I don't know anything.
We don't know anything.
The final moments of the episode were Cage meeting Councilman Delgado, and Delgado basically being like, oh, you're almost ready, like, how does it feel good, blah, 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 and Cage gets, like, really mad, and it's like, pushes him against the wall.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I don't know what came over me, and Delgado's like, it's okay, we all, it's fine.
You're gonna do great work for us.
Oh, but then he said, no, he pushed him against the wall, and he said something about, like, men lose control every once in a while or something.
That's right. He said that they were going to do great work, and then he pushed him up against the wall and was like, whoa, sorry, I don't know why that happened. And then he said, sometimes men lose control.
And something like that. He had to say the word man.
Yeah.
Because then fucking Cage is not even looking, just punches him, right? And then you see the camera pan out, and he's just got like brain bits and bone chunks and blood all over him. And he says, I'm not a man. I'm a machine. And then as he walks out and steps on a piece of brain, you just see
it wasn't a brain, it was an eyeball.
Oh, was it an eyeball?
He stepped and flattened an eyeball. It was fucked up. As you pan up, you see him squish an eyeball with a headless corpse behind him. I did not think they were going to kill Delgado. Like, he seems like a very important character that we have not gotten to the end of yet. Wow. Like, who is he connected to? Where did he get this fucking gauntlet glove?
To the end of him.
Well, he is dead as fuck now.
He is
that was
super dead.
Like, Lucha shocks me every once in a while, but that shocked me. I was so surprised.
It was such a good line. Like, he obviously says, I'm a machine all the time, but that was just perfect. Like,
Yeah.
he got so mad because you called him a man.
And he exploded your fucking head.
A machine.
Oh my god, it was insane. It was like the perfect way to end that episode. Because the episode was good and had a lot of like wrestling and some other storyline
Yeah, there was
stuff.
like a lot. Like, it was a very classic,
Right.
good, solid Lucha episode.
Mm-hmm. And then that felt especially like that's when they pack those moments of, oh my god, what the fuck is in those like last minute and a half.
What the fuck?
So good. It was so good.
NXT.
Yeah.
Is that a part of your WWE band?
No, that's fine. We can talk about NXT.
Because you have a WWE band, even though I took copious notes.
If there's anything you really want to talk about, is there?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the notes.
Okay.
So Drew Galloway's in this, like, kind of rut of facing, like, jobbers.
Yeah.
Which, whatever. They don't have a plan for him right now because the title picture is all whatever. It's clearly Rude and Roddy, and then there's the, like, mid-card of Cassius and Atami, or, like, whatever. Mm-hmm. So, like, obviously they need to keep Drew there, and, like, present.
Right.
It doesn't totally bother me because I liked how the jobber Risen or something, I don't remember, he, like, at one point, like, hit Drew and was like, oh, I ain't afraid of you, big man. I'm afraid of you, big man. And Drew just, like, sighed and then just kicked him really hard in the face with his big, giant legs. And, like, it's fun to see a big, giant person who's super hot kill people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm,
and
true.
so, like, if that's all I get right now while he is not developing a storyline, but we get to see him all the time, and he looks really fucking strong all the time, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, sure.
But again, one of my boys. So
It's fair.
there was a Aleister Black promo package propaganda piece.
Yep. I like him.
I like him a lot, and his character is real. His character
It works for me.
Works for me, and it loans itself really well to those propaganda pieces.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree.
Because it's all stylized stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Ellering and the AOP versus some jobbers, and Paul Ellering gives a promo that's like, blah, 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 Heavy Machinery, you're dumb. And then Heavy Machinery is like, we're not dumb, we're big.
Beef!
And then they're like, but we're big too. And then I know that a lot of people like Heavy Machinery and Authors of Pain and have gotten over on them. I don't care about either of them.
I like Heavy Machinery when they're giving promos. I think that they're fun on the mic.
Stakes and Weights is great.
And like when they're wrestling, I enjoy what they're doing. Usually because they're facing smaller dudes where they get to look like giant fucking monsters.
I'm just not like a monster on monster.
Yeah,
person.
that's what I was gonna say too. I'm just not monster on monster personally. And like, you know who I really want Heavy Machinery to face? TM61. Like,
good.
I want that match to happen.
I want them whenever they come back to just get the belt immediately.
Me too.
They almost won against Authors of Pain, and so
they're
it would
fucking
be
good.
But it would be totally like canon plausible for them to win.
Also, like, we don't have DIY anymore. TM61 is gonna fill that space immediately. Like, they're the perfect team
more
for
Australians.
that. Yay, Australia!
I mean, all the Australians on NXT are doing a great job. Case in point, Billy and Peyton.
Yes.
They didn't do anything this week except for replay their segment from the week before because it was perfect.
It was so good.
And then tonight, Ember is facing Peyton.
Yes.
And then I assume next week it'll probably be like Ember versus Billy or something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're in a kind of lockstep until they can get Ember and Asuka to take over. Mm-hmm. Which is fine. Like, the stuff Asuka is doing is great right now. Yep. And Peyton, Billy, and Ember have a great, like, chemistry. I'm, like, fine with that.
Yeah. And there's also, like, those rumors have, like, substantiated rumors have started to swirl too that Asuka's about to move up, and that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like they're building up to the next takeover.
There's like lots of good women right now. Also, I know like people have mixed opinions about Sonya, but she had a propaganda piece.
Yeah,
and she did
I
good
liked
in
it. I agree.
What did she say? Oh, something about her hair going up and then some fist going out. That's not. It was much cleverer than that. It was way cleverer than that.
And I prefer her new name, Sonya Deville.
Me too.
I like Deville just as a name. I think it's a great thing to be able to call a person because they'll probably call her Deville more than they'll call her Sonya, which I like. And also it feels more appropriate for her. Like, Daria, first of all, no one knew how to pronounce it.
Everyone's just like, Daria.
And it just didn't fit her at all. And like, we were talking earlier about how they give everyone first and last names now, and I feel like it's appropriate for her. She should have a first and a last name.
Some of them don't need last names, though.
That's what Candace is going to get. She's just going to stop being Candace LeRae, and it's just going to be Candace.
I'm fine with that.
I'm okay with that, too, actually.
What is her new phrase? Sonya... what's her last name? DeVille catchphrase. It was good, and I didn't write it down. Tie your hair up and square up. Pull your hair back.
What?
Put your hair up and square up. Yeah, that's
good. Mm-hmm.
Tie your hair back and square up. Yeah, put your hair up and square up.
I like it. Good. Also, like, any woman who can sneak away being able to put her hair into an actually manageable hairstyle to fight in, I'm like, girl,
Lacey Evans'
you
hair
did
is
it.
ridiculous.
Ugh.
It's so long, and it's just like, and it's clearly all her actual hair. It's
Yeah.
like your hair, and it's just like floppity flop.
I know, right? I like now that she wears it in that, like, low bun ponytail thing, but even then, it's gonna fall out.
Velveteen Dream was in a match versus one of the guys from the Cruiserweight Classic, Mendoza. It was a fine match. Except for Tom Phillips' thinly veiled gay panic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And fucking Nigel. You know what? Controversial. I really liked Nigel McGuinness in ROH, and I am not digging him in WWE.
These three people are a terrible team.
Kind of ambiguous. You fucking dum-dum.
Yeah. I feel like Tom Phillips shouldn't be there anymore. Get rid of him. Like, Percy and Nigel, one of them is gonna be your go-to guy, and you need to figure out which one it is, and, like, you can't do that with Tom Phillips there. You need a two-man team of Percy and Nigel, and then if it doesn't work, fire
as
one
like
of them.
a go-man, or like as like a Tom Phillips part.
Yes, exactly.
He's not good as like the heel commentator.
He's not a good Corey Grace. Like,
He's not a good Corey Grace.
They're not the same kind of
Percy
person.
Jackson doesn't have a personality.
No, he doesn't. And I feel like if you put Nigel as the go-to person and let Percy build his personality off of one person, it would be way easier. But, like, Tom Phillips isn't... Tom Phillips has his job because he pushed out Rich Brennan and everybody fucking hated him for it. And so he's good at what he does, but he's better at being in the right place at the right time. And so he's not good enough to build other people up to be at the same level that he's gotten to in NXT. Like, he understands WWE style, but is not good in the way that Corey Graves is good at teaching the people with him to come up to the same level as him.
Right.
It's very frustrating.
Tom Phillips is just looking out for himself
and his dick.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, you beat me to it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So rude.
Tom Phillips is just looking out for himself, his dick, and his DMs, and that's it.
The main event was a triple threat. Ruby Riott, Nikki Cross, who came out to no music and just crawled into the ring.
Right?
Like a weird Scottish spider. She was just like, I don't fucking care.
Cream!
I like the idea that if she's not with Sanity, she has no music and she just is in the ring.
Yeah, I agree. Keep doing that.
And then Asuka. I thought it was really good. And I thought that they all did a better job than they did at TakeOver.
Yeah, I agree.
Ruby looked good. Asuka looked good. Nikki looked fucking great. It didn't bother me that Ruby got eliminated because of what happened afterwards was so good. But also, like, Ruby looked really strong before she got eliminated. And somebody has to get eliminated.
Yeah, and also she knocked out Nikki Cross, and then Asuka knocked her out in the Chicago match. So I feel like it felt appropriate that, like, Ruby had already gotten one up on Nikki, and so for her to be eliminated felt less like, fuck you, Ruby. It definitely didn't feel like that.
Also, the, like, insanity of... And then, like, having Ruby be gone and have Nikki Cross focus, like, laser focus her weird insanity onto Asuka, like... My favorite part is when they were in the back and they open up the cooler and fucking Nikki was like, get your head in this cooler! And then, like, other people are getting, like, makeup done and Asuka was just, like, wet with her, like, red and blue hair.
I loved seeing how much water they have available for everyone backstage. Like, a variety of room temperature and ice cold. Like, good for you, catering!
Keep everybody hydrated. That match was so fucking good.
Yeah,
and I love
it really
that
was.
The match got thrown out, so, like, no winner, whatever, so you didn't have to worry about, because it was for the belts, so you didn't have to worry about anything with Asuka, whatever, but you could still make Nikki look super strong, like, the final moment where she threw Asuka and herself off the announce table onto, like, I don't even know, a random crazy table, was nuts.
Yeah, it was fucking nuts.
I love how little Nikki is, like, even though, like, Asuka's not, like, 7 feet tall or whatever, she's, like, a quote normal size woman, but like Nikki's like ferocity in her tiny body is
like
so
compact.
good.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nikki
I love
Cross
them.
forever.
I feel like
Also,
Nikki...
they've been building to Asuka and Nikki for a while.
Yeah.
And I like that they're doing it in this way where it's like, doesn't really mess up their plans.
Yeah.
But it's a great filler and is good for everyone involved.
And also, Nikki and Asuka are both heels right now. And so when Asuka loses the belt and transitions out and Ember is a babyface champion, it feels easy to put Nikki into that because then you'll be back to those same dynamics that they usually like in NXT. And like, good. They needed this time to build these people up, and like at any moment it also feels like Ruby can re-enter into that picture as well because they've done a really good job of building her character. Like ever since she got there, she has felt very strong. And now that Abby Laith is going to be part of the regular roster, it feels like they might transition to Ruby and Laith.
Yeah.
I will get used to her new name. I don't hate it, so I'll get used to it.
There's some people who I'm like, sure, I'll get used to your name, and then other people like
Chris Hero.
You're Chris Hero forever.
Sorry, but you're always going to be Chris Hero because that name is better.
I know that he was in NXT before, so they wanted to have it, but like, you already got your KO. Why not just let him have Hero?
I know. It's because they want to use old footage of him, which I don't understand why you would even want to do that. He looks like a different person.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Ugh.
Oh, we forgot to talk about the top of the show. I had extra time this week, so I've been watching some Chikara. Some characters I don't understand because I've been watching the Pro Wrestling Day from 2017, and it's like qualifications for the Lions Cup. And some characters I'm just like, I know people love you, but I don't get it yet. But characters that I was immediately all in on that I've never seen before because I don't watch a lot of Chikara and weren't at the shows that I saw. I like those Power Ranger Hawk guys.
Yep.
They didn't even really do that much. Pretty sure my cat just knocked my shit down. They didn't really even do that much. They don't talk. I was just like, all in. I don't know why. All in on these Hawk guys.
Awesome.
Also, really here for Worker Ant.
Yeah.
It's a very obvious gimmick that I'm very okay with. I love Worker Ant.
I'm here for you, for him,
Also,
for being
Silver
here
Ant
for him.
needs to get fabric that's not like cottony gray that always looks dirty and looks like silver.
Yeah.
He needs like the silver that the sea stars wear in a not mermaid print.
Obviously. No. Go full mermaid ant.
Mermaid Ant.
Chikara.
Chikara. Okay, so you missed fuck WWE. What do you want to talk about?
All right. I'm going to go to the bathroom first and then we can regroup.
Dramatic break.
Yes, dramatic break.
You're back from front to back.
Yep, front to back. We did it.
We did not do it.
No, royal we, sorry.
I did not help with your front to back situation.
Absolutely not. Not necessary.
We are very good friends, have been friends for over 10 years, and I'm not going to do that for you.
No. There are circumstances.
Did you ever watch Sex and the City?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Remember that episode where Carrie gets the diaphragm stuck in her, and she's like, I really need one of you to get this out of me. And Samantha's like, fine.
Yeah. That would be me. 1,000%.
Charlotte was like,
Scoop?
I can't. Vaginas. And Samantha was like, just spread your legs.
Been there, done that.
Sex and the City is a very problematic show in retrospect, and it's like also kind of hard to watch now, but there are moments. Yeah. And it was important and like, whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So you are all like, do you even want to talk about Money in the Bank, or do you just want to talk, like, what do you want to talk about?
Okay, let's talk about Money in the Bank. That's fine.
All of it, or just it?
Well, let's start with it. This fucking women's ladder match is a travesty. It was a...
Oh yeah, I guess it did start with
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you start with this show? Like, we just have to dive right into it. So, what the fuck were they thinking?
First
Honestly,
of all, it
what
was
were they
really
thinking?
short for a letters match.
It was really short. It was good for the time that they gave them, too. Like, they were all doing a great job. And I feel like that's what makes it even more insulting, that it was so goddamn... Unless they give them...
And it felt like it was building to more, because that's how
Yeah.
matches build.
Yeah, exactly. It felt like there was going to be more, and it felt like they had started to, like, ramp up the violence. Like, they didn't build any fucking structures. There was none of that bullshit. Like, it felt like we were getting to the other side of that. Charlotte didn't moonsault off of a ladder. Charlotte didn't even do a moonsault.
Nobody did shit off of a ladder.
Yeah, it was fucking weird. Like, it feels
Other
like...
than that spot where you, like, push the ladder, and then the people fall, and then they hit the rope, and they're like, my neck!
Right, it felt like we got the first half of a ladder match.
Exactly.
Which, now I guess we did. I guess we did get the first half of a ladder match. Now we're gonna get the second half of it. Like,
I was watching it by myself, and like, our friends were having, like, people over, our friends who live upstairs, and I was like, you know, I appreciate the invite, but, like, this is really important to me.
right.
And I'm just gonna watch Money in the Bank, because, like, this is really important to me. I want to see Lana's premiere.
Yeah.
Naomi's one of my girls. You know what? Naomi's one of my boys.
Yeah.
I'm a ride or die Naomi.
You're totally ride or die Naomi.
Naomi's one of my boys. And I this is a historic moment. It's really important to me. Tearing up at the package, breathing heavily,
Right.
starting to freak out.
I watched them set this up, and I literally just started crying. I was, like, so excited. I got to see, like, they did the Colognes versus the Hype Bros, whatever, it was fine. Bros? And
Scooby-Doo, remember? Bros?
oh, I remember it.
Bros?
Every time it happened in the song, I was like, this is absolutely ridiculous. So they leave, and, like, everyone says goodbye to them, and then just, like, 15 dudes come out with ladders and just start setting them up. And I was just
Yeah.
It's happening. Oh my god, I'm so excited. And then it just felt like, man, what a fucking middle finger. It just absolutely felt like a middle finger. Like, the worst part about this is that it's not terrible storytelling if it wasn't the first fucking time they had done this. Like,
They're so tone deaf and stupid.
it's
You know
so
what's
stupid.
the most insulting part about it? Okay, so
The men who think they need to explain what heat is to all of us.
No.
That makes me want to fucking murder somebody. I know how heat works. Sorry, go ahead. Very heated.
that's like a line from that ICP song, Miracles.
Magnets.
How
How
does
do they work?
That's a real song.
Yes, it is. If you have not heard,
I'm gonna, you know what? I'll put the music video on our Tumblr because it's
It's
honestly
hilarious.
one of the greatest moments in internet, anything ever.
yes, agreed.
If you are a juggalo and you listen to this, I don't get it, but thanks for listening.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
You have a weird juggalo word for a vagina. Remember when we were in college and I went down that rabbit hole? I went down
We
that
just
rabbit
sat in
hole
our living room
of like
with Alec.
what it's like to be a juggalo.
We watched a bunch of videos and like read a bunch of shit about
Yeah, we were
it.
watching like the infomercials for The Gathering with that girl. Oh my god! How do more people not get murdered at The Gathering?
I don't understand it. I guess it's like everyone understands that they consent to be there together. I don't know.
It's like in
bizarre.
John Wick, it's like that hotel of assassins. Like you can't kill any of the assassins in the assassin hotel.
Right.
You can't kill a juggalo at The Gathering.
Guess not.
Are there death rates? I want to know how many people have been killed at The Gathering.
Someone has to know. At us.
But only about juggalos.
Only their death rates.
Also, do not send juggalos to my account.
Absolutely
I
not.
cannot handle it. I emotionally will not be able to handle it. I will drown in Faygo or Fanta or whatever they
I
drink.
never remember which one it is.
What is the difference between them? It's the same juice pop, but with different companies.
Yeah, I think they're from different states. That's why.
Do you like artificially flavored grape things?
Absolutely not. I think they're disgusting.
They're like my favorite.
My grandma used to call them gross me out grape, and that's exactly how I feel about artificial
man.
grape. I think it's disgusting.
I love artificial grape and I love artificial banana.
I like artificial banana. I love runt bananas. They're my favorite.
Runt bananas are good. Laffy Taffy bananas?
Laffy Taffy is the only kind that I like. I don't really like
Yeah.
any other kind of Laffy Taffy. The blue stuff. I do like the shit that turns your mouth electric blue.
I think I
Delicious.
like artificially flavored grape things more than I like actual grapes.
That's strange.
Well, I feel like grapes is like a weird crapshoot because like you can never tell which ones are going to be terrible and which ones are going to be good.
I mean, you can.
I feel like you can't though. You get one little vine thing and you're like, well, this one's delicious, and oh my god, what the hell? This one was right next to it.
Fair.
That's
That
how I
does
feel about
happen.
grapes.
All right, fair.
Money in the Bank.
This match was such a fucking travesty. We're talking about grapes.
The thing that bothers me the most, right? So the match happens, the internet happens, Daniel Bryan releases a statement. Daniel Bryan's coming back to fix things. Oh, thank God. White knight, shining armor. What's that phrase?
Yeah, white knighting. He's gonna white knight it.
Oh, okay. I did it.
You did it.
I'm so smart.
You're just like, I'm also gonna add the cultural context for this at the end of this phrase.
So he's coming back, right? Carmella delivers a fire promo. Here's Carmella
She should have won. It was the right decision.
Money in the Bank happens. Carmella wins with Ellsworth's help. Should have definitely just won. With Ellsworth's help. In a different way. He should not have unclipped the thing, right?
Honestly, all they had to do was have her on the ground, exact same scenario. Have her on the ground, look to him and say, go get it. That's it. That would have been the absolute difference. Because then it's her ordering him. It's her using her agency to be like, I'm on the ground, I can't get up. I need you to go do this for me. He's her toady. It makes her it makes him her 100% bitch. But instead, it was him saving her from Becky and doing it for her. Like, literally all they needed was 3 words, and they couldn't get there. And you know what? I think that the reason why is because they don't have any fucking women in the writing room.
Right. Well, okay, so we all wanted Carmella to win because of
she's funny, the right person.
And after she delivers the promo at the beginning of SmackDown, she's absolutely the right person. The way she did the almost cash in during Money in the Bank, she's absolutely the right person. Daniel Bryan comes back, strips her of it for honestly no reason. She's right. Like, she's right. He can't strip her, but he's gonna because the internet's mad. This makes me think that they did not think that the internet would be mad.
Not.
Right?
They wanted controversy, but did not understand what they were doing. They honestly didn't think, like, they're gonna be mad because we fucked this up so bad.
So now we get another ladder match, which is like, okay, great. I want to see another ladder match. But we have 2 scenarios. Carmella wins it on her own. With his help, no, he's banned. So Carmella wins it on her own or some other way. Carmella wins it, which makes me mad because like she should have just won it right the first way.
Right.
Or somebody else wins it, which is fucked up because Carmella should be Miss Money in the Bank.
Right, exactly. I feel like maybe what we're gonna get is that Carmella somehow sneaks out a win again and does it properly this time, and like then someone pointed out, I'm sorry, I don't remember what your handle was, but somebody pointed out to me too that like if Carmella wins it this second time without his help, then she can lord it over everybody for the rest of her career. Like, you took this away from me and I still want it back, but it's too little too late.
Right. Also, she did have a great moment on Talking Smack where she like just started crying on it and she was like, how would you like if your daughter was stripped of this? And then Daniel Bryan made a like terrible stripper joke and she was just like, why are you laughing? This isn't a joke. And was like actually crying. And I was like, Buck, you're good at this. This is a part, like, from the beginning, we've always kind of been on Carmella's side, even at NXT. Yeah. We're like, we get it. Come on. This is it.
Her promo on SmackDown was so fucking good. She could have given that same exact speech if they had just made a couple of other changes and then they wouldn't have to redo this. I also saw somebody say perfectly that the first women's Money in the Bank winner is having to do twice as much work for half the respect. And that's exactly what it feels like. Like, how did you fuck this up so entirely? Like, how did nobody think doing this promo package before of all of these like influential women's moments and here are all these women from our past and we're going to promote the Mae Young Classic at the same time and then we're going to have a man do this. The shot everybody uses for every winner is them at the top of the fucking ladder with the briefcase in their hand. That was the photo they used for the whole fucking goddamn year that Seth was the Money in the Bank holder. It was what they did with Sheamus every time they showed it to him and they fucking stripped it from Carmella and it's inappropriate and it feels like a big middle finger. It's just it's so insulting and it's totally because there were no women there to be like, don't you understand? Can you not see how this does not work?
I cried through the entire New Day match. I didn't watch it
I barely watched it and I feel bad because they did a great job and like
Big E is great and
Big E did that fucking suicide dive and didn't kill himself. That was the only part of that match I watched. I saw him do the suicide dive and I was like, is he dead? Okay, I'm still very angry.
I was like ferociously crying. I was so upset. And like Nick came in from the like campfire or whatever that we had in the back and he was like, "What? How'd it go?" And I just started like bawling like a little kid. I was like, we put so much energy into like liking a thing and I know it's not going to be 100% all the time and like I've made so many excuses before and like this feels like a line has been drawn. Like this sucks.
Absolutely.
And then honestly, all of the like discussions of like, just wait, from men and from women.
Fuck those people.
Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck that. First of all, if you were on the goddamn SmackDown women deserve to be in the main card of WrestleMania train where all of these same women who came to the defense and were like, just wait to see what the story does. We're pissed as fuck that the SmackDown women were supposed to be on the pre-show for WrestleMania because the image of being able to pull up the fucking actual pay-per-view and see these women on it is important. And now what will happen on the network is when they make collections of important women's moment, the first ever women's Money in the Bank is going to end with a goddamn man winning it. And so the fact that anyone can hold both of these positions is just wildly hypocritical to me. Like, how could you fucking think that this is okay when you so clearly have betting win? It just makes me so angry.
It's the same people who complained the next night and they were like, there was like barely, we had time for 2 Titus segments and no women.
Yeah, we got 2 hours and 48 minutes into
and then
Raw.
like a 5-minute women's segment with every single woman,
all of them in it,
which is a valid complaint. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can hold to the same opinions. Like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's just absolutely ridiculous.
Why don't we just wait till where the story goes with all 6 of these women in 5-minute matches? Let's just wait.
Yeah, we'll just wait to see what happens. Nah, no, that's ridiculous. Ugh. Ugh. Also, who trusts WWE's writing? If they wrote this fucking stupid ass ending, do you really think that they're gonna appropriately handle the fallout from
this? What do you think this is, NXT?
Also, Triple H's response the next day was like, "Oh, you found it. The literal worst way that you could fucking possibly handle this, to say on ESPN, we're not 100% sure that Ellsworth is 100% a man." Like, oh great. Awesome. You fucking disrespected this whole women's division, and now you're making, like, creepy, stupid trans jokes. Like, it was just so fucking stupid. Like, just don't say anything. Just don't say anything. Say, like, Daniel Bryan and Shane are gonna handle it. Like, why would you ever say that? Triple H, who has been the person who's supposedly for all the new talent and is the one that's bringing the future to WWE and is the one who's pushed for the women's classic for so long, like, how the fuck did you think that was okay to defend it like this? It was like a glaring spotlight on all of the things that they've been patting themselves on the back for that they're actually not good at.
WWE doesn't, it's clear, which is stupid because their numbers are in the toilet. They're clear that they're like, well, all heat is good heat. And guess what? All heat is not good heat.
No, right? WCW, let us know how that works out. All heat is good heat. Like, that's just absolutely ridiculous. It's like...
Honestly, if we didn't do the podcast, I would be taking a WWE break.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
So, this is for you Jammies.
Mm-hmm. I watched SmackDown, the first segment, because I wanted to see what happened
this week. Because I watched everything else because I was like, fuck this. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna make sure I watch everything else because I want to watch good wrestling. And I watched Chikara and I was like, Jay, please give me some progress matches to watch. Like, if I'm gonna have to watch this garbage, like, I want to balance it out.
Yeah, I need some
And not
kind
all
of
of it was garbage. The next match was Naomi versus Lana, and I actually really liked that match.
Yeah, and
other than Lana's outfit being like,
oh, it's
Party City Barbarella, I get what they were going for, and I don't mind what they were going for. It just, like, is really not a well-made costume.
Yeah, it's just not executed well. And also, like, I liked, in the hindsight of it, that afterwards Lana had that, like, really self-aware tweet where she was like, I'm not the best, I have things to grow from, and it didn't feel like a heel thing. It felt very much like, okay, well, yeah, it's true, I did not deserve this match, and I got it, and I lost. Like, that felt appropriate in that moment. That was good follow-up storyline telling.
She was very green in the ring, but also, like,
she's very good at a couple things.
Good job, and good at the things that she can do, and clearly
that
she's
snap
learning.
suplex
and
is
also,
very good.
Her and Naomi were working together. Mm-hmm. It was clear that, like, I think Lana was calling it.
She was.
Which is fine.
There was a couple of times where it was like...
very obvious. But
yeah,
also,
it was like, you don't know enough to be able to move this match around.
But they worked well together. They have a lot of potential. And the fact that the last time we saw Lana wrestle, she knew how to do one move. And now she can do, like, 3. She can actually do a wrestling match.
Yeah.
It might be like a, quote, Divas era wrestling match. But if that's what she can pull out now, and she clearly is committed to, like, learning... I have a lot of hope for it. Eva Marie trained for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And looked like a sack of cement walking around. And don't get me wrong, I don't actually dislike Eva. I mean, she can be problematic. That fucking picture of her dressed up like a Native American, I don't...
Oh my god.
Whatever.
It made me so angry because I was like, the concept of this is great, and the execution of this styling is really good, but you should not be doing this. Yeah. Because you are the wrong person.
But also, like, whatever. I don't hate Eva Marie. I didn't like her as a wrestler.
Because she wasn't good enough to get the time they were giving her.
Right, and she clearly, she did put in time to train, and it just didn't work. Some people aren't meant to be wrestlers, right? Lana's putting in the time, and, I might not love Lana's dancing, but Lana can move in her body. And so learning wrestling is probably like learning a form of dance.
Right, yes. And I feel, too, like, Eva's problem was that she just doesn't move well, and Lana can move well. She just has to figure out how she moves well, and I feel like that's why she was good at that snap suplex. That's why she's good at the Lana Buster or whatever they're calling it. Like, she's good at those moves because she understands how to make her body move to achieve these ends, and like how to get another person to work with you to do that. Like, she clearly understands that fundamentally, which is leaps and bounds ahead of where Eva was. Like, Eva just didn't get that. She's just a person who can't move like that. And so that gives me more hope that Lana will get better. Like, it sort of reminds me of how, like Carmella was sort of like that, not as bad as Lana, but in sort of the same way where it was, or no, a better example is Dana Brooke, where at the beginning it was like, you can do a move, and this is, you like understand, but you're not good.
Just punch in the mat.
Punch in the mat over and over again.
But she could move.
Exactly, so that's what gives me hope.
And learn very quickly.
Right, exactly. So that's what gives me hope for this, that if they're really going to invest in Lana as a wrestler to like, I hope that she can do it. I don't want her to fail. Like, I really don't.
A thing that I love in wrestling is I love when wrestlers are very vocal. Like, that's part of the reason why I like Trevor Lee. He's very vocal and like whatever. That's why I like Xavier in the ring. One of the reasons I like Xavier. I loved how loud Lana was. She was just like screaming up a storm. I mean, you were there, so you probably, I don't know if you heard it, but it was really a little harder to tell. They're on watching it. It was great and like appropriate and really worked for her character, and I really loved it.
Yeah, because the last time I saw her wrestle, she was a little more vocal, and I didn't really care for it, but I can understand now in this character how it's more appropriate. It works. So that's
for
good.
me. It works.
That's good. I like that as well. Is it Billie Kay who's very vocal, or is it Peyton who's more vocal? One of them like yells.
Peyton.
You might be right.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember either.
But it's not. Yeah, I don't know. I just like really vocal wrestlers.
I get it. That's why I like Kevin Owens. Trash talk in the ring is fantastic, and like it's that same kind of vocal. It's not like this exact same kind with the like noises and stuff, but that like we're in this space and it feels organic, and it's not just like I have a line to say to you. It's like, oh, okay, here's this like organic thing that I'm. Yeah. Why won't you stay down? Like, it just works sometimes.
Yeah. Fashion Police fought the Ascension. They had a
It was very weird.
It was a dumb match, but they had a fun Fashion Files.
It was so weird.
It was the cool-down match before the men's ladder match.
Yeah. Also, Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal happened.
Whatever, who cares?
Oh,
and
here's
fucking Randy's dad was like,
Cowboy Bob Orton. I liked... Okay, WWE does a lot of shit wrong, but I will say that this is one thing that I really liked, and it was like a small step in the right direction. In the women's ladder match promo package, they were talking about all the women and all of their influences, and they had all of these promo packages that were like, here are these men that are influential in their life, and like, they showed Natty and...
it was 3 of them.
It wasn't Charlotte. They didn't show any of Ric Flair in her package.
Which it was just Tamina
and Natty, which felt appropriate because they're heels, and like that felt like
Natty
the right.
Is actively appropriating it.
Right, exactly. And so I was expecting when they got to Charlotte, because she was the last of the 3 of them in that package, that they were going to show Ric Flair, and they didn't. They just showed her and let her be of her own merits, and that felt really appropriate. This was before we had our hearts crushed from underneath of us, so it was even worse that it was like, you finally learned not to tread on her father's, and especially because he was there. Like, they clearly wanted to hold the Ric Flair for later for Randy Orton, but like, good. That was a good decision to make. Instead of being like, we need to trade on Ric Flair's legacy in order to get Charlotte over, it was like, Charlotte can just exist by herself, and Randy, Legend Killer, can have all of these legends out there for it. It felt like that felt like it was well written. That felt like a good writing choice, and so it makes it even more disappointing that there were all these terrible choices. Like, and we didn't talk about the end of the New Day Usos match. It ended in fucking disqualification.
Yeah, so it was 2 dirty right in a row. And then so it was a women's dirty finish. tag dirty finish, and then the women's championship match.
Yeah, which also felt fucking weird because Lana hits her finisher and then Carmella comes out and it's like there's this chaos and like Naomi won and she should have, obviously, but it also felt like it didn't feel like a clean ending in any way, so it was just all this shit right in a row where it was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this?
What was after Lana and Naomi?
Jinder and Randy.
Oh yeah, and then it was the cooldown.
Yeah.
And then it was the
men's ladder match, yeah.
Which was fine.
It was a good match. I really enjoyed it.
I did not like how little Shinsuke was in it. I felt like that was like the whole point of this match.
Yeah,
I'm not mad that Baron won. Like,
no, he should have won.
Money in the Bank is for somebody like Baron.
Right. I thought
Sammy looked great.
Yes, Sammy
and
looked great.
Kevin are masters at ladder matches.
Oh my God, they're so good. It was so. We were like on the way to St. Louis, and I was like, I'm gonna see Sammy and Kevin Owens in a ladder match together. I'm so excited. It was just, and like, yes. It sucked that Shinsuke wasn't there. It felt like we got cheated out of that. It was just another thing after a whole night of feeling like we had been cheated out of shit to get to Shinsuke and be like, we don't even get his full entrance.
And then the following night on SmackDown, you have Dolph and Shinsuke.
Right? Like, why? This doesn't make any sense.
He was
attacked.
SmackDown Live.
He was attacked by Baron Corbin. Why isn't he fighting Baron Corbin? It just felt so stupid and arbitrary. Whatever. But it, like... It was amazing to see Nakamura and AJ fight each other. That moment where they moved to the ladder was just like, it felt so palpable. Like you could just feel the energy in the crowd. Like we were all so excited to see them fight, and it was so good, and we really enjoyed it. And you're right. I think that the Baron Corbin was the right person to win. I kind of assumed he was going to win.
I obviously wanted it to be Sammy forever.
Sammy forever, but Sammy doesn't need it, and Baron does actually need it. Like
Sammy doesn't not need it.
Well, here's the thing. I totally agree with Heels and Heels recorded an episode on Sunday right afterwards, and we're talking about the function of the briefcase and how what it should ideally be is to take a person who is above mid card but is not quite upper card yet and give them some like trial hardware so that the backstage people who are in charge can see, can you handle this? Like, can you be on the mic? Can you defend this? How do you deal with this? How do you deal with being in this, like, elevated status? Could you handle having a belt? So I think that's why Carmella was the right person for it, because they want to elevate her up into the top of the women's picture, and Baron is the right person because he really needs something to elevate him. Like, Sammy doesn't need it in that way. Sammy needs it as a character, but as a person who is a wrestler in this company, he does not actually need it. Yeah. Baron does, for sure. And I feel like Baron could go one of two ways. He could be like Damien Sandow, and they'll be like, we're not actually what we want in this, and so he might be one of those people that cashes in and loses. I feel like now that we have...
One of the, like, two.
Well, I feel like now that we have split brands again, it's more likely that we'll see that kind of stuff.
That's true.
We can have more Money in the Bank. Like, if they want to stagger these, even to do them every 8-9 months, like, that's still pretty good. Like, you can have a full run, have a couple months off, and then have the Raw Money in the Bank match. Like, I think that having split brands makes it so that there is more variety in when people cash in. It can't, and I liked too in SmackDown that he came out and was like, bitch, I'm here, I'm okay. I thought in that moment he was gonna cash in, and it felt very exciting, and it was like, yeah, I do want you to cash in, even if you win, even if you lose. Like, I was here for it, and I feel like it was the right choice to make him the winner. But he couldn't unhook the briefcase, and it made me so angry.
I was waiting for somebody to, like, come and push the ladder.
That's what I thought was going to happen, too. And it was just like, this is taking so long. Everyone in the crowd is turning on you. It was just this moment where all of us together were like, bitch, are you serious? Like, what are you doing? Take it off the fucking thing. I was, like, drunk by this point, too, and was just like, I hate everybody. I hate all of you. I was so frustrated. I hope that this eventually leads to Shinsuke and Nakamura fighting each other, though. Like, it felt very much like we were building to that.
Or would you like him to fight himself?
Did I say Shinsuke versus Nakamura?
Yeah.
Shinsuke
I would watch a match of him fighting himself.
Absolutely. I would as well. I bet it would be very good.
AJ versus Nakamura?
Yes. Because obviously, like, they had one of the best matches of all time together, and I would love to see them fight inside of WWE and see what that looks like. We shall see.
Not a ton happened on SmackDown other than the, like, rehashing, and they're going to do Money in the Bank next week for the women. Naomi and Lana had a promo where Lana called Naomi tacky, and I about spit up everything that I was drinking. I was like, LOL forever into infinity.
I love that she called her thirsty too. That made me laugh particularly.
Well, Naomi called Lana thirsty. She was like,
Yes.
damn girl, you're thirsty.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then Lana was like, oh, you're tacky neon. And I was like, how about you're tacky all of the above?
Literally everything that you're wearing.
What about your wedding? Elle Collins had a hilarious tweet when I was tweeting about Lana's outfit during Money in the Bank, and they just said, I've come to accept terrible taste as part of the gimmick. And I was like, I think I might have to.
Yeah, I think that you have to.
At this point.
It's...
Bring back the plaid business suit.
Yep. Party City all the way, straight on till dawn. Our wedding registry, we're doing like a honeymoon fund and like an Amazon registry for the like showers and shit. And I put it together because that's my job as the half of the fiance couple.
The wife.
As the wife. And I made the banner a photo of Lana covered in cake from her wedding. Because like our invites and our save the dates all have wrestling stuff, and like there's a lot of wrestling imagery built into our wedding. And so I was like, well, I want to pick something, and the only other one that I could find that like I didn't want to use Vicky and Edge.
Want to use Brooke Hogan.
Yeah, and I didn't and like I didn't want to use the one from TNA because it like I only like some of those characters, and was like, I'm not totally committed to this. Also, I feel like if people view it, they won't like understand that this is what this is, because TNA is a little more obscure.
Well, you didn't want to use the Laurel Van Ness one?
No. I seriously looked at it, but also like I said, it's a little more obscure.
Lana and Cake is funnier.
Yeah, exactly. And so there was this moment, and so I'd like forgotten about it. I set this up ages ago, and so I sent it to Michael to send to our designer for the invites so that we could like add it to our invites on our wedding website. And he was like, what the fuck is this banner? And I was like, oh, it's Lana covered in cake from her wedding segment. I figured, LOL, wedding. And he was like, you have to change this.
Did you?
No, I haven't yet. I'm the only one with the password to the registry. I don't have to do shit.
It's your wedding. You can do whatever you want.
You guys can send me wrestling wedding photos, and then I will consider them, and maybe they'll go on my registry.
I thought you were going to be like, you guys can go to my registry and buy me some gifts.
If you want to buy me some wedding gifts, you are fucking free to do that. Pay for me to go to Germany.
The only thing else I want to talk about from SmackDown is the Chad Gable segment.
Yes, totally.
His new gimmick has to be, I move, every time Kevin Owens has an open challenge, he has moved into that town.
I hope so. I fucking loved it.
Dan said that on Twitter, and I was like, yeah, that's right. That's gotta be that.
It has to be. I love it.
Dan is the Yeti.
He announced, Gable, not Dan, announced on Twitter this morning that he had moved back to Minnesota this morning too. So I like that idea too, that it's like, every day I'm moving to this is where I live now. I also like that Jason Jordan came out and was like, you got it, buddy.
We're friends.
Right? You haven't seen either of us in ages. Here you go, pal.
I thought that they were on Raw.
No. They've always been on SmackDown.
I thought they moved over in the draft.
No.
I genuinely... I haven't seen them in so long. I genuinely thought they were on Raw.
SmackDown Tag Champions.
Yeah, I thought they moved over in the
didn't they also
Superstar Shakeup?
Didn't the Usos beat them for the?
I thought they moved over in the Shakeup. It's been a long time.
Now the Revival moved up and went onto a different show than them, which I think was intentional.
Whatever. Confusing.
Oh, also.
Wow.
Other thing that we didn't talk about for Money in the Bank, fucking Maria and Mike Kanellis are up in this bitch.
Maria and Mike Kanellis.
I love it.
I love how upset people were that he took her name.
I
genuinely
love it.
Upset. I was like,
love
you know what, this Money in the Bank might be trash, but all you trolls who are happy and telling me that like I need to learn what heat is are pissed that he took her name. So suck my big fat clit.
Yeah, right.
Also, I love them. They're so... it's the same gimmick that they were doing in TNA, but it's such a good gimmick.
Yes, I love it. It'll be interesting to see how they make it different than Miz and Maurice, who have a very similar gimmick, but it's very different.
Well, it's similar in that there are a couple who like loves each other, whatever, and only one of them wrestles. But Maria is the mouthpiece. Maria is the brains.
Exactly.
Whereas Miz and Maurice are kind of like both the brains, but Miz is the mouthpiece.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I also love like how puppy dog he looked.
I love it. Also, they did a segment during a commercial break on SmackDown, which I didn't know.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It wasn't aired. They did it during a dark commercial break, which is really bizarre to me, because I thought the same thing. We got to the end of the episode, and I was like, where the fuck are Mike and Maria? Like, why didn't we address this? But apparently they were there, and they came out during a commercial break and did another, like, longingly look into each other.
First lady of wrestling.
Yes, I love it. I think it's so good.
I love her.
Love it.
Also, that is her favorite dress. She wears it a lot. I was like, Maria, you wear that dress a lot. This is your re-premiere on WWE. Get a new dress, Maria. And she's like, no, I look good in green.
Right? She's like, once I have these seamstresses available to me 24 hours a day, then I'll get some new outfits. Like,
I mean, I don't mind it. She is great, but like, I've seen that dress a lot. I watch TNA. Or used to. Who knows?
Sigh.
Whatever. On Raw. Raw is basically just a rehash of everything. Things that are worth talking about. Goldust and R-Truth are going to fight next week.
Their promos have been so good. Right. So good.
And they're fighting next week, so we'll see. I hope that it translates into the ring. Mm-hmm. Bo Dallas is not dead.
Why does Bo Dallas suddenly look like a sexy pirate? I do not get it, and it makes me deeply uncomfortable.
Yeah, like, I am not attracted to Bo Dallas at all, but he looks so much better with that facial hair.
It's the facial hair, and his hair is, like, not
and the anger.
wet.
It's the anger.
Yeah, it's the anger, the facial hair, and his hair isn't wet. It just gets to be, like, floofy.
Remember when his hair was so wet? He had the wettest hair on the roster.
It was like Shield wet. It was so bad.
It was worse than Shield wet.
How can you be worse than Shield wet?
Bo Dallas wet.
Just completely soaked top to bottom. Just stick him in some water and drop him in the ring. I'm so wet.
This transfers over to 205 Live, but all of the Tozawa Titus stuff this week is fire.
Yes, I agree. I really like the Titus brand stuff.
205 Live, but it opened with Rich Swann and Tozawa talking, and then Titus came in and had a hilarious line. He was like, Swan, you could be great for the Titus brand, but who do you think you are? The Weeknd? Fix your hair. Get out of here. And I was like, Titus!
Oh, yes!
It's weird because he has like a very well taken care of undercut.
Yeah!
I don't understand Rich Swann at all.
I don't get it.
At all. But then, you know, Titus was like, okay, Tozawa, like, we got it. I got the branding. I got all the ideas. I just need you to sign. And Tozawa just, like, shook his head really sadly. And Titus was like, oh, I get it. You want more merchandising. Okay, you know what? I'll come up with a plan. We'll get on the same page. Don't worry. I got you.
I love this.
Later,
I love him aggressively pursuing Tozawa. It's so good.
The main event was Rich Swann versus Neville. And back... You know, it's a very Tyler Breeze thing, but Titus set up like a VIP section for Tozawa. He wasn't out there, but he set it up for Tozawa. So Tozawa came out in the flyest fucking suit. It is a dark suit, and he had a black tie with bright flowers on it. But, like, he looked so good. I was like, Tozawa, damn.
Damn.
But, like, stereotype or not, Japanese people know how to dress.
Fact. Straight
Even
up
when
fact.
they're wearing, you know, a fashion in Japan is like a lot of like baggy clothes, but like layers of baggy clothes, and like I don't know how they do it, but it looks amazing.
I know, it's like some of it is fitted and some of it is baggy.
It's amazing.
Like, layer it
Japanese fashion, I love Japanese fashion. So
when
like
Finn Balor was wrestling in New Japan, he was sponsored by Versace, and they used to make him custom fucking suits. Like, they know what they're fucking doing.
Anyways, he looked amazing. But Titus had the like ropes and the chair, and he had like some popcorn and a hot dog for him and one of those commemorative WWE cups. And Tozawa was like so confused, but he was like, okay, I'll stay here. It was so great. It was really, really good.
I'm glad. I like that. Excuse me, I burped. I like that they have started to embrace the idea that other people can interact with the cruiserweights. There was this weird separation where they were like this weird plague.
Even though they were like in the show.
Yeah, they're like in the show, but they were like removed from it, and it was this like weird total separation of these divisions. It felt like Foxy was the introduction into that, where they realized like, oh fuck, we can totally put all these people in this, like, not everyone has to be a wrestler inside of this. We can tell stories with other people being here, and like Titus feels like the perfect extension of that.
Absolutely. Bo and Axel are now Mrs. Entourage. Bear Entourage.
That's true, they are. Good, I like both of them, and I want them to work.
Me too.
I would rather that they be
I want
his
Chris
stooges.
Axel to shave his head, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too.
But I guess it's part of his, like, sad gimmick, because he's, like, very sad.
Yeah, he is very sad.
I know his gimmick is not that he's sad, but, like, it's sad.
It kind of is.
When your granddad is, like, lauded in the audience, and then they're like, oh, and this fucking guy.
Yeah, we only use him to bring back superstars who are part-timers like The Rock to train with. Like, it's so bizarre that they trust him to train and bring back up people who have not been in the ring forever, but don't trust him to wrestle every week. It's just very strange to me.
If they break up the Miz and Maurice, I'm gonna burn everything to the ground.
They're not. It's possible that Maurice might leave to go do a movie.
Rebuilt the grandfather clock for her, and Dean broke it.
I know.
Heel turn on Dean. How dare he? How dare he?
It was unfortunate.
Well, he got his ass handed to him by a bunch of bears.
That's true.
Braun Strowman is back.
I'm so happy.
An ambulance match
I'm not
at
happy
Great
about that.
Balls of Fire.
Whatever, that's fine.
What if the ambulance match, hear me out. What if the ambulance match was just a bunch of tiny toy ambulances set up in the ring, and you just get thrown out? Toys hurt.
Toys do hurt, but you have to be shot inside of an ambulance to be the winner of an ambulance.
What if this
to win it?
But what if, like, that's part of it? That there are a lot of children's ambulance toys.
I'm fine with that. Just like the little ladders, you'd get like tiny little ambulances into it. I'm so into, like, dog-sized ambulances. Put that shit out there.
And then just use them as weapons.
Yeah,
just all different sizes. The only weapon you can use is an ambulance.
Yes, of varying degrees of size.
And then you have to get shot in an ambulance.
Oh, yeah, totally here for this. I want to see Braun throw a dog-sized ambulance at Roman Reigns' face. I am so here for that. I loved it. When that ambulance started beeping, I was like, what is that noise?
I forgot.
Where is it coming from?
And then when he just came out, was like, whoa!
I know. As soon as I realized it was the ambulance backing up, I was like, Braun Strowman's inside that match. I'm sorry.
Don't hit the table.
I'm sorry. I hit the table. I got very excited.
That the microphone is on.
Devin and I were both like, oh my god, it's Braun Strowman. And then as soon as we said that, he threw open the doors and went, Braun! And we just started cheering. We're like in my fucking apartment on a Monday evening just going, Braun! I'm so glad. And it's funny to me too, because there was this announcement that Roman was going to have an announcement and that people were going to be pissed about it. And Roman's like, people are going to be mad about my announcement. And then he comes out and is like, I'm the #1 contender. And I was like, that is literally the least of my worries. I was like, he's going to fight Finn and he's going to crush him and I'm going to have to be disappointed. Or he's going to fight fucking literally anyone else and I'm going to have to be disappointed. And then I was like, oh, he's going to fight Brock? I don't give a fuck. Sure, whatever.
Been there, done that.
Do whatever you need to do. Samoa Joe might win the title and he might win against Rome. Like, that's never going to happen. But, like, even that I would be fine with. So I was like, what? You misread the situation, Roman. I'm actually quite happy with your announcement. You could have done much worse for me here.
The only women's segment was Sasha versus Nia with Alexa on commentary. And then Emma came out to fuck with Alexa. And then Alexa went into the ring and hid behind Nia. And then Emma kicked Nia when she was trying to kick Alexa. And then Nia started fighting with Emma, and then Sasha jumped on, and then they were fighting with Sasha, and then Mickey and Dana came out to fight with Sasha, and then all hell broke loose, and then Bayley came out. Bayley's back.
Bayley's back.
They all beat each other up, and then the good guys
stood triumphantly in the ring.
Yeah. At least we got to see them all.
Yeah, I guess.
Tiny silver lining.
Except for Summer, who tweeted the day of Money in the Bank, I'm feeling blue today, and then deleted her tweet. I was like, you bitch, what are you doing?
Summer, you're teasing us.
Damn it.
We want Summer. We want Summer.
Money in the Bank. Women's Money in the Bank rematch can be redeemed if, and only if, they give them an entire fucking hour to do this match, and then somehow Maria Kanellis wins.
No, Summer. I love Maria, but I mean, she would be a good Money in the Bank.
See, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's the only other way other than Carmella winning again that would feel like appropriate for what they want to do with that briefcase.
But also,
that'll never happen.
Maria's
but
not a great wrestler.
I love they're never gonna give them an hour. I wish. It feels like the appropriate way to make up for this bullshit.
Between all the segments, they gave them like a long time.
Yeah, they did have a lot of time.
When Becky
and
Sammy had a moment, it was cute.
I know. I'm really sorry that you lost. Me too. I'm really sorry that you lost. It's like, good guys. Beans. These adorable beans.
Oh, also Enzo and Cass broke up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Of course it was
cares? I like what Titus is doing in the Titus brand. I do not need to see Titus wrestle. We go 20 minutes over. We have this shitty women's segment. We see Titus all throughout the show.
Yeah.
What is happening?
I thought that Enzo did a great job with that segment.
Enzo was
that
like
tiny
crying.
tear. Oh my god. I was like, oh shit. I like it though. I think it's the right thing for them to do. They've never won the tag titles. It does feel very much like Enzo is holding Cass down at this point. And if they fight each other, don't fight each other, move on with their lives, and then come back together in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and finally win the titles after they reconcile, it's gonna feel like an amazing moment. But if they never do that, that's fine too.
How is Enzo gonna win things without Cass?
That's a very good question.
How is Enzo gonna actually stay relevant? He can talk, but he can't fight.
Maybe he'll join the Cruiserweight division.
Ugh. Speaking of the Cruiserweights, other things that happened. Gallagher fought Nice.
Whatever.
Nice won because he played dirty, and then there was a backstage segment with Austin Aries where he was like, I watched your match. All these guys are winning with cheating. Maybe it's time that we start cutting corners. And Gallagher was like, I don't cut corners. And Austin Aries was like, hey, let's just look out for each other. Then Gallagher was like an alliance? And Austin Aries was like, more like a loose affiliation.
Austin, aren't you injured? What are you doing?
Yeah, he's not wrestling, but he's like there.
Oh, okay.
Austin Aries works with a pain. He works hard for that money.
Put him back on commentary.
Banana money. Oh my god. Commentary with Corey and Mini Corey.
Yes.
No. The guy who they have looks like Mini Corey. They have the same haircut. Go watch it. They have the same haircut. And they're both dumb.
Yeah, well, it's true.
Noam had a funny segment where he was FaceTiming with Alicia, and they were like, we're just going to move on from the Cedric situation. And Cedric came in and was like, I've been asking you to move on for forever. And Alicia was like, we'll move on when I'm ready to move on. And then Noam was like, oh, good luck, Cedric, fishing your luggage out of the lake or river or whatever. And Cedric was like, what do you mean? My luggage is right here. Noam was like, Alicia, you said it was like gold and silver. And then Arya comes in and goes, hey, Noam, like really friendly, really like you're my pal. Hey, Noam, have you seen my luggage? It's the gold and silver. It was a gift from my dad. It's like a one of a kind. It's like a $15,000 luggage. Have you seen it? And Noam was like, So they're definitely they're like moving past the Cedric bit and they're setting up for Noam and Arya.
Good, I want to see Arya. I really like him and he's good.
That's a funny reason to fight too.
Right?
You threw my luggage in a lake because your crazy girlfriend in a neck brace on FaceTime told you to.
Perfect. I love it.
There's a match with Mustafa Ali and Drew Gulak. Drew Gulak at peak Gulak, just giving a promo on the way to the ring about how he knows what the WWE fans want. They don't want all this high flying nonsense. Really good match. Really good solid Drew Gulak work. But Mustafa Ali won with a not a high flying move, but a traditional wrestling grab. And then Drew kicks out. Mustafa's just dancing and yelling in his face I got you, and Drew's just holding onto the ropes, staring in disbelief, and shaking, and it was really good.
I love him so much. I love both of them. I want both of them to do so many good things. I'm just so happy that both of them are given good storylines right now. It's really nice.
Yeah. Swan and Neville in the main event was good. It's what you think it was. They're good fighters. It was a good match. Good storytelling. Neville won, obviously, and then Neville got all up into Tozawa's face, which was great. I'm excited for Neville Tozawa.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be really good. Do you think they give it to
What
Tozawa?
I think is going to happen is Tozawa's going to deny Titus, fight Neville, lose, and then tell Titus, I will sign if you can get me another match.
Yeah. And I would be into that.
I think it will work.
That's fine. Also, give a belt to the Titus brand. I'm here for it.
Give the belt to the Titus brand.
Here
All
for
right.
it.
We did not answer some questions last week, so we should do it now. This one's about Money in the Bank, and I think that we probably answered it, but I'm just going to read it because thank you for sending it. This one's from
I read this as well.
Duncan Parker Newton Gaines.
Yes!
Which is
we interact with him on Twitter all the time.
Such a primo name.
Yes.
Hello
agreed.
all. There's only two of us. After Money in the Bank last night, all I'm seeing on Twitter is men trying to tell women how they are supposed to feel about the ending to the women's Money in the Bank match. This seems to be true regardless of whether they like the ending or not. Is this added layer of toxicity the ending created for seemingly all female fans not proof that whether you liked the ending or not, it was a terrible decision because it made an already gatekeeper-heavy fandom even more toxic to be a woman.
Yes, absolutely. I thought that was a great observation as well, because it, like I said earlier, if another fucking man explains how heat works to me, I'm going to fucking murder him. So I felt like it's the same thing. Wrestling already has this very, like, weird gatekeeper mentality where it's like, you don't know enough, but if you try to learn too much, like, fuck you, you're not a real fan. And if you don't know what color mask this person wore at fucking this cup in 1994, then you're not a real fan. Like, there's already a lot of that. And this, like, added layer of, first of all, fuck women's wrestling. And second of all, fuck any...
Women's wrestling.
Right?
If you ever start a women's wrestling chant and I'm next to you and I vaguely know you, I'm going to punch you in the face.
I disagree. I think that there are times where it's appropriate.
No, just, why can't chant like, this is awesome, or
I
this
feel
is
like
wrestling, or...
companies who do not usually use women's wrestling, I think that in those times it's appropriate to be like, we like this specifically. It's not just, this is a great wrestling match, like, we like women's wrestling. So
I still don't like it.
I agree that
Wouldn't
there are
that
times.
still get a cross with a this is awesome chant?
Yeah, there should be both. It shouldn't be the only thing you chant the whole time is women's wrestling, but I think that there's a point where you can be like,
move on.
This I specifically like. But I agree. I think that there's this, like, layer of, like, fuck women's wrestling, fuck people who like women's wrestling. Oh, you don't like this thing that is insulting to what they've been telling you that they're trying to provide for you? Fuck you, women who didn't react to this thing that I said that I already hated. I had these kids behind me who were young. They were, like, middle schoolers. And as soon as they started setting up the women, they were like, boo, we don't want to see this. Fuck the women's match, blah, blah, blah. And me and Sarah were like, fuck these idiots, this is stupid, whatever, I'm obnoxious, I will cheer super loud and you will shut the fuck up. Which is basically what happened. I was just like, yes! Everyone! Like, screaming, and the kids behind me are finally like, alright, this crazy bitch, I guess we're just gonna shut up. But, like, even as it got through further into the match, they got to the point where they were like, what the fuck is happening? Like, when Ellsworth won, they were pissed, but not, even as people who hated women's wrestling and were like, fuck this, fuck that they're giving the women this. At the end, they were like, this is bullshit. It was so weird to feel that, like, total shift, too. Yeah. And it's weird that there are people who are like, I hate women's wrestling. You should just accept this because it means that the booking is good and we're gonna get, like, 2 months of really good storylines from women's wrestling in SmackDown. Like, bitch, get it together. That's not true. Fuck you. Like, it's just ridiculous. So, yes, I agree that does make it even worse.
This is a question from Jeremy O'Connor. This is something bouncing around in my head. Do you care that the various championship belts in WWE don't really have a parallel naming between divisions? The Raw men's singles are Universal Championship, Intercontinental Champion. Raw women's is just Raw Women's Championship. Raw Tag is just Raw Tag Championship. SmackDown men's is WWE Championship and the United States Championship. SmackDown Women's and Tag are just SmackDown Women's and Tags, respectively. So do we care that the men's single titles get fancy names while women's and Tag Championships just describe what what show they appear on? Or is it like issue 227 to worry about after the women actually get equal time, etc.? I think it's just because they have more belts.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. And I thought about this question a lot. It doesn't really bother me. And I think one of the reasons it doesn't bother me is because this isn't happening now, and I don't think it'll happen anytime in the next couple of years, but it does leave the opportunity that anyone can win those belts. Like, a woman could win the Intercontinental belt. It is not the men's Intercontinental belt.
And women, like China won it.
Exactly. And so I feel like for the, like, Universal title, okay, yeah, sure, call it the men's Universal title, but it also feels like anyone can win it. Like, you could I would be very interested in a better Money in the Bank storyline where a woman cashes in on a man's title. Like, not necessarily the Universal title, but if a woman were to go in and be like, U.S. title, I'm taking it, it's fucking mine. Like, there is nothing in those titles that explicitly says that they are only for men. So that doesn't really bother me. And, like, if they were all, this is just the men's, this is just the women's, I think it would show how few titles the women really have. And so in some ways I like that this title, the women's Raw title and the women's SmackDown, are just for the women. Only the women should win these. Let's not have any men win these. That would be fucking great. But it does leave this, like, open possibility that women could win some of the other belts that men currently hold. So I do like that in some ways, that it has that, like, flexibility.
This is also from the same email. Tangent. Y'all talked last week about how hot the SD women's Money in the Bank briefcase is, and I totally agree. However, it's not blue and has no blue in it. Clearly, they're not giving the Raw women a briefcase this year, but they didn't even leave themselves space to design a white Raw briefcase. Is that annoying? Like, no one in the design process even said, hey, should we make the text font blue so when we create a Raw women's briefcase, it can be white with red? Or one thing at a time, celebrate the fact that the SmackDown women get one and let them redesign it later. For Raw, what if, really getting out there here, the women's match became an interbranded and some Raw women joined and the winner could challenge whichever champ wanted and possibly jump shows?
I like that idea.
I don't think they thought any of that. I thought they were like,
what color? Like.
SmackDown is blue, and
because their briefcase is
the
blue.
Quote regular one, yeah, SmackDown men's one is blue.
Right.
The quote regular one is gold. What other colors are there?
The
white.
Raw one will be red.
Red, yeah.
Yeah, I think that they just defaulted to white because that's what they did
and
with
I think
the
also
women's
they
belt.
probably were like, we're probably not going to have Raw women and SmackDown women have these ladder matches, so...
Well, I also feel like there's this idea that, like I said before, that they're going to stagger them, and that there aren't going to be people holding both of these at the same... I almost wish that they had just had a gold briefcase instead of a blue one, and then it would have been like, here's the gold one, here's the white one, only one of these people holding them at the same time. So I feel like... I think that that's also could be interesting if they use the same briefcase, like... There is nothing that signifies this as a SmackDown briefcase. It could just be the women's Money in the Bank briefcase, and I like that. I like the idea of that, and I also think that he's right, that it leaves the possibility open that people could jump shows with that. And, like, they have fucked up this women's Money in the Bank match so bad, and this whole storyline is so fucked up that, like, anywhere they go from here is gonna be up, basically, at this point. So I think that it was short-sighted, like many things that they have been doing, but it's not necessarily bad. I think that they could redesign later and add something to, sort of like with the world title and the universal title, where the world title just existed and just wound up on SmackDown, and so they created a new title for Raw. I kind of feel like maybe that's probably what's going to happen with the women's Money in the Bank, but the idea that they could just use it cross-brand is smart. Like, why not? And then you can just make one briefcase and people will buy that merchandise. Like, that's also a thing that they think about. Like, this is appealing for many people to buy.
Well, sometimes they think about merchandise, and sometimes are like, we'll give you a Breezango t-shirt, we'll give you the worst design in the world. Oh my god,
it makes me so angry.
You will get a fashion police ticket for wearing this shirt.
It makes me so mad. Like, the back is fine, like, always be fashionable or whatever the fuck it's... I know that's not what it says, but that's what it read to me. But, like, I was talking to my friend Brooke about this, that it's... It's not just that it's ugly. Also, I don't want to wear a shirt with a police badge on it. Like, I don't want anyone to look at the shirt that I'm wearing and get it twisted. I don't want anyone to look at me and be like, why does that person have police propaganda on? Like, that's not a look that I'm willing to wear. Much in the same way as the hugger shirts. Like, there are certain signals I do not want to send on public transportation, and I feel like that Breezango shirt falls exactly right into that. Like, I didn't
think of it that way, but yeah.
Like, I'm not wearing that in public.
I just don't understand how this giant company has such terrible graphic designers.
Because they don't pay people, probably. I bet those are fucking interns who were like, I don't know.
They need to get some interns from some new schools. This one's from Joseph Zantek. I just want to say thank you both for your podcast. Even when half of you are vacationing, you still watch as much wrestling as you can. I watched all of it.
I know.
And talk about all of it for us listeners' weekly enjoyment. I don't know if I've ever asked this question before, but what's a wrestling trope/gimmick that, despite overuse, you always enjoy at first? I.e., for me, I always give a narcissistic gimmick a chance. I like the overconfident gimmick, like a Sasha Banks heel or a Kevin Owens. Like, they were like, or Charlotte in her, like, Queen Charlotte. Like, I am so much better than you. You are not worth my fucking time. Mm-hmm. Why are we still talking? Just give me the fucking belt, you plebes. And it's also, like, good gimmicks because, like, when they tap out or something, Sasha can be like, there was a spider in the ring.
Right, exactly,
or Kevin can be like, I was distracted because they all ganged up on me. How am I supposed to fight 5 of them?
His promo was really good. I really liked it.
Yeah, like, or Charlotte being like, it was a fluke. I got it erased by my lawyer. Like,
yeah, I loved that.
It's dumb,
but
and, like, stupid and very, like, you know, maybe, like, anti, like, equality and liberal, blah, 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 but it, like, works. It's such, like, a classic heel, instead of just, like, I'm a bad guy, 'cause, like, I'm a bad guy because I'm better than you.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that trope a lot. I also really like, I like a good, well-done underdog story. I like when you learn to love a character and they just lose over and over, but the right way. Like, Sami Zayn, they're doing right by now. They didn't used to. It used to be like, oh, this underdog who just loses all the goddamn time. And now it's like, he resilient, wins, but then gets funny.
Ass kicked. Or
right, exactly. Like,
the ass kicked out of him?
Gets the ass kicked right on out of him. And, like, but then he gets surprising wins, like, against Baron Corbin. Like, he's pinned him 3 times, and I like that they build up this, like, everyone thinks he's weird, because he does these, like, really...
he talks so fast and is so excitable.
He's, like, so... Like... He got a fucking commercial over. He and Ty Dillinger, I was like...
commercial for milkshakes.
I know, and I was like, how did you do this?
You can just drink them. You can just drink them both. Ty did a good job.
They both did a great job. And I was like, how is this commercial so good? I don't understand.
Quick, Mary Fuck Kill, Ty... Breezy and Sammy.
How dare you? Oh no.
Mary, Sammy, fuck, Breeze, kill Ty.
No! Marry Ty, for sure. Straight.
Marry Sammy.
Marry Sammy, fuck Ty, kill Tyler, I guess?
No.
I'll go.
You're gonna kill yourself.
I'll just kill myself.
I asked our Demi, so we got so many Marry Fuck Kills, so I'm gonna save them, and whenever we can think of them, we'll have some. But I'm gonna do 2. This one I think is hilarious, per our conversation. TNA AJ.
Okay.
New Japan AJ. WWE AJ.
Oh shit. Kill TNA AJ. Just get rid of it.
He did really good stuff there, though. Like, he was good there. He kept that company afloat in many ways.
Yeah, I know.
You rather fuck Soccer Mom hair?
Okay. Kill Soccer Mom hair. Marry TNA AJ because you know that he's stable and he'll keep you in a good position. And obviously fuck New Japan AJ. Duh.
Yeah. I guess that's fair.
Yeah, I think that you made a good point. I feel like stable TNA AJ is the kind of man.
Like, when you're falling apart and, like, losing it and you lost your job and you don't know what to do, he's like, I got you.
Yeah, exactly.
I will jump off of this cage for you.
Yes, exactly. Yep. No.
I'm a ride or die. Until I'm not.
Until I'm not.
Okay, random run. How dare you?
That one. Read that one.
How dare you? Aleister Black, EC3, and Austin Aries.
Oh, they came for you.
I know. Oh my god. I can't. I honestly can't.
Okay, read them again to me.
I'll kill myself.
Okay, Aleister Black, Austin Aries, and who was the third one?
EC3.
EC3? Marry EC3, fuck Austin Aries, kill Aleister Black. Duh! That seems very easy.
Black is really hot, though.
I'm not attached to him enough, though, that
That's true.
That I would sacrifice anybody else.
And also, he's got that weird occult stuff, so he'll probably just come back to life.
Exactly!
Great. We did it.
We did it.
Okay, thank you for sending all these. We will save them.
Yes.
And we'll keep them because they are all friggin' gold. Actually, I want to do this one because I'm curious as you're...
Okay.
Shield era Seth, Dean, and Roman. Can't think about Roman now. Shield era.
Here's the thing. I hate the Shield. So I feel like I'm going to have a different opinion.
Marry Seth, kill Dean, fuck Roman. Roman is very hot.
Fuck Roman, marry Dean, kill Seth, I think.
Fuck
Shield
Roman,
era.
Marry Dean, kill Seth?
Yeah, that streak. That's a big part of it. I want to fuck Roman, but I feel
blonde?
like... Yeah, I feel like Dean is sort of the same way. Stable. He was the United States champion for, like, a million years.
Dean Ambrose unstable, Dean Ambrose stable.
Yeah, well, he was one of the longest reigning United States champions for a reason. So I feel like that's good. That's there.
I want to be, like, Seth's partner in his evil plots.
I mean, now I want that.
No, but he was plotting that time.
I mean, he was plotting, but he wasn't, like, executing any of his plots.
It's just important that we both agreed that Roman is fuckable regardless.
Oh, yeah. Roman was 100% the one you would fuck and then throw away in this situation. You don't need to murder him, but you don't want to marry the dude, for God's sake.
This is a mean game.
I don't care.
All right, you can find us on the internet. I'm at Stella_Cheeks.
I'm at Urgency.
You can find us on cagesidesseats.com, and you can also find us on notyourdemographic.tumblr.com, where you will be able to see the ICP Miracles video.
You should watch it. It's fucking hilarious. You should also learn about Juggalo culture. It's fascinating.
It's a deep, dark hole that I don't encourage you to go down.
I mean, go with a friend.
Do not go to the gathering.
Get really high and then read about Juggalo culture with one of your friends.
But if you know the murder rates at the gathering, please send them.
Please let us know. We would really like to know. If you want to send us questions, you can do that at notyourdemo@gmail.com.
And you can find us on iTunes, where you should review and subscribe and rate.
Yes.
If you listen to us on other things, cool. I don't know anything about that. Mm-hmm. The hosting website that we're on, they put them other places. I don't know.
Posted a review in another place other than iTunes and we
Somebody
haven't read it,
left a
email
rating.
it to us.
Somebody left a rating, but no review, which is fine. You can do that. You don't have to take time to tell me how great I am.
I appreciate that you left a rating.
Also, I got my hair dyed yesterday, and Erin has not said one damn thing to me.
I know. I noticed it like 20 minutes in, and I wanted to say something, and was like, this is going to totally throw off the flow of our conversation and how angry we both are.
I have to tell you that I have been offended for like an hour.
Oh, no, I totally
have not said a damn thing about
I really
my hair.
like the new blue. It looks really good. I noticed that it was darker, because obviously it's more even than the hair show hair that you had.
Ugh.
Yeah. So I did notice. I just didn't want to interrupt the flow of the show. It looks really nice.
Just know that you're always allowed to interrupt the flow of the show to give me a compliment.
Oh, okay. Fair. We were very angry in the moment, and I was like, I will save this for later. It looks very nice.
All right. That's it.
That's it.
Demis.
Yeah.
Hi, you've reached the high fashion hotline.
Hi, my family's going to a picnic, but our clothes are stained.
That's quite a pickle.
Ketchup, actually. We want to look amazing.
Go to Old Navy.
Old Navy?
Yep, right now get up to 50% off all tees, all tanks, all shorts, and all dresses at Old Navy and OldNavy.com.
All up to 50% off?
Yes, get tees and tanks from $6 for adults, $5 for kids, and dresses start at $15 for women, $10 for girls.
Hey, everyone. We're going to Old Navy.
High fashion, Old Navy. Valid 6/21 to 6/27. Excludes clearance jewelry, active, flat tees and tanks, licensed, and men's package tops.
You've waited all year, and this Saturday it's finally here. Old Navy's famous $1 flip-flops are back for just one day only. Polish up your petties and hurry in for flip-flops for the whole family for just $1. This Saturday only at Old Navy and OldNavy.com. Valid 6/24, limit 10, solid colors only.